How different is it, Roquan, being here day one? You know your way around town, you know the building, instead of coming in halfway through the season. How much different is it starting out the season here?
Yeah, it's a lot more different. Very comfortable, to say the least. Just happy to be here with the guys, more familiar faces, and just excited to get the ground off running, starting camp here. So I think it's going to be good and have me starting the season off on a high note.
Have you thought about like kind of where you were last year compared to where you are now, more financially secure, you're with a new team, and what that's kind of been like for you?
Last year to this year, I think that's what that's what life's all about in a nutshell. And not saying that I wasn't financially secure before, but it definitely nice to to have the bag that I have now and whatnot. But I'm just more worried about going out there with my guys, laying it all on the line, not having any worries at all. And whatever happens. I just know I'm gonna give everything I got while I have it.
Roquan, what we saw, obviously you got the record deal, Tremaine Edmonds in Chicago, got the nice deal. For a little while there was maybe some talk about the devaluing of that inside linebacker position. Why do you think the pendulum has swung back the other way?
I think, honestly, when you get at the mic, sometimes, you just say what comes to your mind in a sense. And I think that goes, whatever you have to say that comes out of your mouth. But I don't think it's a devalue at the position. You look across the league for myself, the Warners, the Leonards, Edmonds in there, Foyer, like all of the guys. So I think there's a lot of, and teams that win, I think a lot of them have really good linebackers unless you have a superb guy like, Mahomes and whatnot, but not saying that they don't have good linebackers over there as well.
Roquan, a lot of talk, of course, here is the Odell Beckham Jr. and kind of new play caller and all that. But defensively, what are kind of the expectations here for the Ravens?
I feel like the expectations are very high. I feel like if we play to our standard, everyone stays healthy. I think the defense, we're not weak in any spots, if you ask me. I like our D-line versus anyone. I like our secondary versus anyone. I for sure like our linebackers versus anyone. So when I look at it from that perspective, I feel like, we do our jobs and we get the ball back to Lamar in the O. There's going to be a lot of great things that's going to happen.
Mike McDaniel into year two, you got here halfway through, but still watch his evolution through his rookie year as a play caller. Now to see him getting ready for year two, do you see differences already in him, the way he's approaching the maturation there?
Absolutely. I got a lot of – you said Mike, right? Yeah, absolutely. Just making sure. But, I got a lot of respect for Mike and his play calling, even from when I got here mid-season last year. And just because it's someone first season calling plays, that don't mean that they're like their first time calling plays in a sense from like the outside view in a sense. But, I'm very grateful to be playing for Mike. I think there's a lot of great things that's in store for the defense, and he put a lot of guys in a lot of good positions to be successful. So I think it's going to be really good for the defense, and we're all just excited to put it all on the line for him.
Having some returners and having you in place in the middle and Patrick in place in the middle, do you think this defense could, take more big swings, make more risks, and kind of come up with some bigger plays that way this year?
I think when you're surrounded by playmakers, PQ next to me, you got Marcus, Kyle on the back end, Marlowe, then up front we got our guys. And I think when you're just surrounded by playmakers and everybody just doing their job to the best of their ability, playing balls to the wall, I think just good things are going to happen. And we're just more focused on that. And we're just going to take it one game at a time. And I feel like if we do that, good things are in store for us.
Roquan, I know you're a big traveler. What was the coolest thing you did this offseason that didn't involve football?
Well, it kind of did involve football, but it was when I went over to Okinawa, Japan, with the USO and whatnot. That was over in June, and just being over there with the soldiers and their families, and then put on like 3 football clinics, and I thought that was like it was pretty sick and very eye-opening, like just the impact that we have on like the soldiers who are making the ultimate sacrifice, putting their lives on line day in and day out to keep us safe, and just to see how that brightens their day and their kids' days and their wives, significant others. It meant so much to me, and I felt like I can never repay those guys for what they do, but like just being able to take time out of my off season to go over there and like spend time with them, it meant the world to me. So I thought that was probably the best thing I did this summer, and I would love to do that anytime, any chance I get.
Roquan, you took another trip to Asia before that, I know, with 3 of your teammates. Is there an instance where you guys went through something together, being in a foreign country, not speaking the language, where you feel like it kind of brought you guys closer together? You saw a different side of Ronnie, Marlon, or Tyus?
Honestly, when those guys, like when you first got there, you was hearing all these different personalities from the different guys, like, Ronnie personality with Marlo, and then Tabo as well, then myself, still learning the guys and whatnot. But it was great the entire time. There was never really like a time where it was like a language barrier or anything like that. Google Translate for sure. And then had the guys just there, and like most places they spoke English, so that was always good. But it was great just being out there and seeing how we interact in other countries. I think we all learned something about each other. I would have to ask each and every guy what they learned about one another.
Roquan, John talks about iron sharpening iron, and you this year gets to practice against a lot of playmakers, from Melvin Gordon to Odell to Lamar. How important is that to help your defense going forward?
I think that's going to be huge for our defense, going against a very good O-line with Tyler starting to center on to like the tackles with Zeitler, tackles and Moses and Stanley, and then with the inside as well, and with the backs, from the JKs, the Melvins, all of those guys and the receivers on the outside, and having matched up against Mark, and no better work than that to get in the league. So I think it's going to definitely make the defense better. I'm going in like practice just like a game, trying to get those guys better as well as, getting myself better as well. So I think it's going to be great, and I'm just looking forward to those hot summer camp days with the guys bonding.
Hey, Roquan, with so much talent on both sides of the ball, and considering all the additions were made, there's a lot of excitement around Baltimore. What do you feel like is the mentality of this team, the approach of this team as it enters training camp?
Yeah, I think it's one and foremost, getting the most out of each other, staying healthy, and playing to our standard, and not getting complacent, because it's easy to be paper champs, but what really matters is what you do between those lines, and what are we going to do, starting today when meetings officially kick off, and just our mental intensity, our attention to detail. And I think if we abide by those things and do what we have to do, I think the sky's the limit for all of us.
What are you anticipating with the crowd that's going to be out there for training camp, all the fans that are going to get to watch you guys practice day in and day out?
Yeah, I'm excited. Gives you something to look forward to, because sometimes in camp the first couple days are easy, and then after that, then you get tired, you get the camp legs and things like that. But then when the fans are paying their hard-earned money to drive down here, just to come out to watch us practice and whatnot, you definitely want to give them a show. And some that are not fortunate enough to make it out to some of the games and then have some of the interactions with some of the players. So I'm looking forward to that, and just being able to chat and mingle with as many fans as I can over camp, because I think it means the world, and I'm very grateful for those guys, because they give us way more support than sometimes I feel like we deserve in a sense.
Have you thrown any more baseballs since you threw that first pitch at the Orioles game?
I have not. I didn't think I was going to get that one brought up today.